Welcome to our virtual coffee shop. Today we are going to discover the trail of this cup of espresso, trying to discover where it comes from, so the plantation and mainly the people that is working and living in this plantation and how they are able to give to this cup its fantastic aroma. In order to do it, we will proceed with the interview. The interview is going to be with a Chinese farmer, David O. Yang, that will tell us a lot of very interesting things about, it's not quite an exotic country if compared with the coffee world, so China. During the interview, of course, we didn't resist to the chance to ask to David something about the history of the coffee in China and how it is developing. By the way, yes, he's telling us a lot of very interesting things about the inner coffee consumption. Yes, I know that the interview is going to be a bit longer. First, because David is telling us a lot of very interesting things, and also because we got the support of Grace, a nice girl that has helped us with the Chinese language. If you are in a hurry, if you have not the time to listen the whole interview, you can get over here the link where you can go to the shortcuts, the most interesting part of the interview. Before to start, we want to thank our sponsors, Mocafer and CaffèLab, that are bringing the coffees of David in Europe. La San Marco espresso machines, that of course is giving us the possibility to prepare such a fantastic cup of espresso, and also our coffee school, Espresso Academy. If you like this interview, we really hope you want to follow the next ones. The series Meet the Coffee Farmers continuing, because we have still a lot of very interesting things to say about the coffee world. Well, today we are very lucky to be here with Grace and David. They are speaking with us early morning for us, late afternoon for them, from their plantation in China, in the south side of China, in the region of Yunnan. Grace explained me the right pronounce, I think so, I hope so at least. And I see that their background is fantastic. It's just speaking us about the coffee landscape we know, the classic landscape of coffee, hills, mountains, and beautiful areas. By the way, I think that many Italian coffee lovers are, well, they are very interested about one question mainly. Yes, the landscape is the classic of the coffee one, but usually we think about China as a place for tea. Okay, we are not used to relate China and coffee in the same word in some way. Instead, you are producing very good coffees, probably since many years. Well, when you started with this production?
Okay. 我们什么时候开始种咖啡？
OK， 我们是也开发12年。但是真正种下去是13年。
We start developing this farm 2011, 2012, and we actually plant the trees in the ground is 2013.
Okay. But how old is the history of coffee in China? Do you know it? I know that, for instance, Vietnam started to produce coffee, at least in large quantities, in the 70s, more or less. Instead, in China, when did this story started, actually?
就是在中国，大概什么时候开始种植咖啡？
我们是那也就是对咖啡了解的话，应该是从09年开始要了解咖啡。
就是种植在中国种植咖啡大概是什么时候？
我自己
不是真正
就是在中国是台湾是15几年，中国是19几年，19我看啊，当时我有一个数字是15年，130年前，130年前，对，130年前在云南。
Okay. Sorry, just to make sure the question is clear. Did you ask how long, like since China started growing coffee?
Yes, I know that coffee from China is relatively new in the Western world. So I was just wondering, when you started producing coffee, we are used to Vietnamese coffee since years, but Chinese one is quite new for us. So when the production of coffee started in China?
Sure. From the record, it's like already 100 years
wow.
of history, like start growing coffee. but it wasn't really like a coffee planting for drinking. And also like it wasn't really so much knowledge introduced in. So we have the trees, we have like a small harvest, but we didn't really know how to use it well. So back then that wasn't a thing until like recent, like 3 decades ago. Coffee start like really growing, especially in Yunnan province. Coffee plantations start growing.
Yeah, I see. Also because, yes, Vietnamese coffee is already very expanded, just from the other side of the border.
Yes.
Very close by.
好像更出名一些，当时一开始中国咖啡好像
是一个就是一个法国的传教士拿进来的。
对。
Your production is mainly related with the inner market, with the Chinese market, or with the external one?
所以我们的咖啡的顾客大部分是国内的呢，还是国外？
那你大概讲一下，就是国外的也有，国内的主要几个大城市，上海了，这个你可以这样来讲一下。
Our coffee has been sold to overseas, of course, like England and Italy, Australia, and America. But also, like we mainly sell our coffee within mainland, like Shanghai, Wuhan, Hangzhou, all that big cities.
Okay, so the area of China where the consumption of coffee is growing, I suppose. I think that China remains a tea-drinking country, probably. So, okay, absolutely. How developed is the consumption of coffee in China right now?
It's growing pretty fast.
Okay. Well, we know that you are producing very good coffee, specialty coffees, more than 80 points. Okay, so how is improving the consumption of this coffee instead in China? So there is the culture of coffee is growing. Is the culture of coffee? Yeah.
我们现在的咖啡都是精品，做精品咖啡嘛。那我们怎么去保证我们的咖啡的品质，让它不断的提高
？OK， 我们就是还是用我们的就是固定的这个工人的那个稳定性，然后呢，更重要的就是我们对品质是因为有我们比如说那个像那个精品咖啡的一些专家会指导我们。
So we produce a high quality coffee. One of the main reason is we have a stable like workers constantly working the farm and to make sure the trees are well taken care of. And also when it's harvest time, they know what type of cherries they are picking. And we require like all ripe cherries. And besides that, we constantly asking or inviting consult like people who has knowledge about coffee, and they come and consult us, help us to have a better understanding what is a good quality coffee looks like, what is specialty coffee looks like.
How many producers of coffee, how many farms there are in your area?
我们这个区大概有多少的咖啡种植户？
我们这个区还是我们这个
这是普洱这边。
OK， 那个大概有整个普洱有78万亩咖啡
种植户，
然后种植户大概有整个有12万人在参与，78万亩。我这个数字刚刚从市里来的72万。
So in Pu'er, this city, we have about 120 people that are growing coffee.
Okay. Pu'er, if I'm not wrong, is a very famous city for tea, yes?
Yes, correct.
It gives a name to a kind of tea, yes?
Yes, Pu'er tea.
Okay, I remember. Very well. How big is your plantation? How wide it is? How many hectares?
我们的种植面积，我们的买地是1260。
多少？那个
公顷。
对。
公顷是应该上次说的嘛，45公顷的。
We have so our farm in total has like 1,200 mu. So probably like 70 some hectare.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. well, it seems to be quite wide.
And we have like at least 45 hectares that are planted with coffee trees. Okay. And then within that, we also plant other like nuts tree, macadamias, okay, and also avocado trees, and then orange trees, and other what did you say that products.
Okay, are the plants, the trees among the coffee trees, the coffee bushes?
Some are, yes, some are not. Okay. Like the avocado trees are among inside the coffee trees, but so like orange trees, we have one side that only for orange trees.
Great. I see. Which age has your plantation? Which is the altitude of the coffee plantations?
1000到1300.
1,000 to 1,300.
Okay.
Meters.
So I think the weather is fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, it is. It is amazing here. It's really warm.
Very warm, but not that hot, not that humid. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, which kind of plantation? Which kind of varietal do you cultivate?
我们的那个品种是什么？咖啡的品种？
就是还是卡迪姆。
Cardamom.
Okay.
Is a variety. Yeah.
Okay. Just cardamom, or even other kinds of other varietals?
Mainly just cardamom.
Okay. Okay.
We're trying to grow like a geisha and yellow bourbon, but hasn't really like started yet. We're just trying.
Okay. Okay. And we know that these experiments takes a lot of time.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay, so there are some parts of your plantation dedicated to some different experiments.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
尝试做一些不同品种
的种植，
然后以防波高呀、龟沙呀这些。
但是我们还是希望能够有一个不是，我们也是可能下一步要做那个龟下。就我们可能真的是要这样子。对。
We're hoping soon we'll be able to plant the geisha.
Okay, geisha, it is a very in trend, in fashion. Okay.
Popular here.
When you decide to plant a new varietal of coffee, you are doing it because the market is asking for, or because you are getting some, I don't know, different requests. For which reason you decide to change?
在这边种咖啡是因为市场的需求量大了，然后看到这个机遇，还是还有其他原因？
我们还是要说是帮助少数民族，我觉得这个是比较也是事实。你就因为这个地方的比较这个是中国最大的一个咖啡产区，但是这里的当地的这个少数民族需要技术，需要给他们有经济上面的一些帮助，大概是更好。
So first, of course, it's the market that like we see the bright future ahead. So we want to be part of the coffee plantation. But like more important, we want to be able to contribute to this area because coffee brought so much like job opportunities to people, and it will give them or train them with skills, so they will have like some type of a income to help their family. And our company actually is aiming to help the minority group people in Yunnan. As you know, Yunnan is like one of the biggest like minority people groups like province in China, and there's still people like who needs help, and we want to be able to have a platform, have a actual company, a farm that people can come and then learn and train and grow, and then we both benefit. So
I see. How many people are involved in the activities of the company?
我们公司大概有多少人？
就是真正从事大概就是25人。
25 people.
Okay.
We have 25 workers.
Okay, small but very strong. How is the typical year of life in the company? In the different months, when there is the harvest, where there are the different activities? Can you describe us some of your year, no?
就大概讲一下我们就是一年当中的不同的就是时间段，就可能我们有忙的时候、闲的时候，我们有种植的时候，大概介绍一下。
OK， 我们这个地方就是还是处在一个就是热带的地方嘛， 老挝、越南也要跟他讲一下地理位置。那这里的这个就是我们最重要的就是要咖啡师需要有不断的来看顾，比如说松土这个剪枝然后施肥除草这些工作几乎占了我们的工作的1年里面的70%。那采摘呢可能也就20%的时间。
So the whole year, like as we know, like the location and the altitude, the climate and everything, like this place is good for growing coffee. But we know like when coffee time like start harvesting, we are busy for probably couple months, three months. But majority of the time, our workers are mainly maintaining the trees, like manual weeding the grass, and we also make sure we give enough fertilizer, organic fertilizer to the trees, and just constantly maintaining the farm take a lot of time.
Yeah. So you are very busy every time.
Yeah.
I see. There is a period when you can get some vacation, when the work is less.
有没有时间可以有休息放假的时
候 ？OK， yeah， 这个是非常重要。
Oh, that's very important.
我们就是几乎还是一周2天休息。
So we try to make
除非在咖啡的时候可能就1天。
Unless like right now the busy harvest season, we try to give the workers at least 2 days a week to rest.
Okay.
And also during the holidays, like we have the national holidays and the Chinese New Year holidays, then they will have
we are during the New Year, yes?
Oh yes, correct.
This day, yes, I'm not wrong. Okay.
Yes.
因为你看，因为我们是信上帝，所以你还是要讲，然后这个做礼拜是必须要做。
And all of our workers are having not having, like we believe in Jesus, so like resting on Sunday to us is very important.
Okay, I understand. Well, in Italy is the same.
Yeah.
Well, just a question. The world of coffee is changing in some side in worse, no? Because the climate changing, for instance, or new challenges, the price of the coffee is changing, increasing or declining very fast. How do you react to these changements? Can you tell us something about the future of coffee, you think?
就说现在因为就是整个有时候种植咖啡你也知道跟天气气候有关，那就近几年来气候的改变，然后也出现了很多种植咖啡的挑战，然后最近国际市场的咖啡价格也很高，那就是关于咖啡的这些变革我们是怎么样来应对的，那我们有没有给他们一些就对于未来的咖啡的一个大概介绍一下价格呀，或者是说
我是说对这里的气候呢，当地的这个普洱的气候呢是比较适合种咖啡的那个雨水呢还是比较均匀，应该讲的话在质量保存上面我们还是有底气的。然后呢这个关于这个最近的价格的波动，那我想可能也不是一个长期的，从我们了解的话有可能就是这1-2年的因为国际整个疫情的原因所以我觉得我们是首先我们保证我们的质量然后我们因为是做精品的所以我们在这个精品上面我们要考虑到我们的客户的承受能力我们还是比较会注重这方面的
So since where we're at our farm, we feel like we haven't really get affected too much by the weather changes or the market. Of course, it would be benefit for us price-wise, but we know that it's because the weather, but also the pandemic has affected huge for the market within the world. But we believe that in the next couple of years, the price might be like back to normal. or at least drop some. So we think we'll try our best to make sure we grow the specialty coffee, and meanwhile, like we're trying to give a decent price. We won't like doing like right now the price is really high. We also would concern like our customer, will they be able to afford the high price? So we'll give a reasonable price.
Okay. By the way, also the world of coffee, especially the world of specialty, is changing not just because of the varietals, but also because of the different approaches to coffee processes, from honey, fermented, and so on. Are you working in some directions in this field?
我们的那个咖啡种植就是说因为市场上不是有各种不同精品的加工的方式吗？那我们在这个加工这些方面，我们有没有就是不同种类的咖啡加工？
因为现在目前只有3个品种在做，我觉得我们的处理方法，可能也更是就是比较跟上那个国际上面的，大概就这样。
Yeah, we actually process natural honey and washed.
Okay. So
Yes.
And are you also trying to do some different experiments, some, I don't know, fermentations? Or...
是我们今年开始，我们不断的在就是关于红酒热塞这些，我们确实是在尝试中会的。
We're trying to do like the double fermentation or heavy fermentation, like wine flavored fermentation.
Okay.
That's one experiment that we're trying for this year. And because the reason we're trying this, because last year there were quite a few customers came to us and asked if we have that type of natural. And so we're thinking like, might as well just try it this year.
Okay, I see. So sometimes you get feedbacks from the external side, okay, and they tell you some requests.
Yeah.
I see. Well, there is any particular secret, particular attention that you're putting to your coffee? Something that you consider very important? I don't know, during the day, I know you are taking care of them in some side, some way. Can you tell something about?
就是我们加工那么就是精品咖啡，有没有一些就是秘密啊，或者一些就是做的很特别的一些事情？
有，这个是商业秘密，还是应该有。
Yes, we do have some type of secret.
I
don't know if there are two secrets to be told or not.
OK， 我们就是第一呢，我们可能更注重采榨咖啡的我们的品格，就是红果，这是第一。第二，我们发酵的那个器具呢，我们是比较专业的。第三呢，我们的对这个气温包括我们的发酵的这个时间，还是有很大的那个就是说它还是一个非常严密的一个时间，大概这个3方面。
So we have like, of course, first, very important is the cherries. You only have to have the great like ripe cherries to be able to make great coffee, and that's the very important part. And then 2, we have like a special fermentation tank, so we use that to put our coffee in there. And then 3 is of course the temperature and the time of how long that ferments, that we calculate that, and then we make sure it won't get over fermented or like less.
Okay. This element looks to be very scientific. So from one side, there is a lot of experience. From the other side, probably there are some scientific research. Well, how much science there is in your coffee? So how much, for instance, you have some consultants working for it, or you are taking part to some courses or studies about it? Are you, well...
但是我们这个就是像这么严密的一些就是测试那就是应该是还是有科学依据的。那么我们这个科学依据是哪里来的？有没有一些 就是指导呀，或者说我们的那个加工的人有没有参加一些课程，或者说有没有个特别的指导，就是他有这样科学有依据的来给我们做这样的。
有的是，你就是说有的，也
嗯
就是有嘛，是吗？我们也可以就是在课本上面，然后因为旁边还有雀巢、星巴克，他们都在我们附近，彼此都可以学习。
对，we yes, we do have some people that we go to and then ask, and so one of them, like, he is very experienced in growing coffee and has been helping us since like 2018, and then there's a big companies like corporations like Starbucks and Nestle, and some new coffee companies like Torch and other like coffee companies has been doing different experiment, and then we were able to ask them and then learn from them, and then do our own experience based on that.
Okay. Do you have any also support from the government for the coffee production?
Excuse me. I
wait.
So sorry.
No problem.
Okay.
那我们有没有就做这方面的支持？我们有没有就是谁会支持我们？
现在这个在国外的人面前好像没有，但是我们这边也有中国的一些，比如说农大啦，那你可以这方面来说。比如说这边还不是有咖啡这个农大有下面有一个热带植物，他们也不是我现在是他们的那个嘛，我是那个普洱咖啡协会的，他们给资料会给我。
So we have a Yunnan Agriculture College. They are one of our sponsors to provide some of the knowledge and trainings for us too.
Okay. Very interesting. Well, your plantation is located in a tropical area. So probably also you can find some bizarre situations related with, I don't know, with animals or so. It happens to do some strange meeting with to meet some animals or wild animals.
那我们这里有没有遇到过？因为就是我们的咖啡山也挺大的，那也在热带、亚热带地区，有没有见过一些野生动物呀？
OK， 也有这个地方，因为我们一直和那个政府有一个就是保护这个这样的一个就是说原来不是普洱市政府也是让我们有一个要保护动物那我们是还是比较我们有本杂志，我们认知可以说告诉他们我们怎样来保护野生动物。
对，那有没有遇到过野生动物？
有啊，真有啊。
比如说
那个这个上次在这个里面野猪，还有那个这个小的那种猫头鹰，然后还有我看这种野鸡，可能说有的，
对。I can't really say the exact the name because I'm not really familiar with wild animals, but there are a couple owls and wild pigs. Okay. And wild chicken. They might have their special names, but I don't know how to say them. Like wild birds, of course.
So
all the time.
No tigers, at least.
Oh, no tigers, no bears.
Not that dangerous.
Yeah.
But maybe some snake. Maybe it's the most unpleasant.
Farm was established here. The government actually came had us to sign an agreement, do not harm any wild animals.
Okay.
So that part we really agree with the government. It is true, we need to protect them.
I see. So it's a kind of protected area. I see.
Yes.
Okay. Which is the strangest situation you met in the plantation? Can you tell us an episode about something happened in the plantation?
就是在种植当中最有趣或最有意思的情况有没有发生过？ 跟野生动物打交道呀，或者是什么。
OK， 那个就我们几乎它人靠不进去，就不大会发生这种冲突。
可能是那个，就是我们的，就是
也像，
不是，我们的那个被老鼠吃光的那个日晒果。
对，这个是非常是有趣的，就是我们的很多的日晒那个果咖啡很红的时候这个松鼠和老鼠。松鼠。
So like during January this time, our cherries start getting like ripe and they're getting really red and then taste really sweet. And so the squirrels and the wild, like a mouse, will love to eat them. So in the night, they would come and then dig all the cherry out. They would just maybe drink the juice or like eat the flesh. I don't know. And then the next day, you will see a bunch of like the cherry skin was on the floor or on the ground. And then, or some like cherries just like it's empty inside. Like, what's going on? Yesterday, I saw this tree so pretty, and then we're going to pick
vampire.
them. And the next day, it's gone. Yeah.
Well, sorry. Yeah, you were telling me about the story of the animals eating the beans from inside, the cherries from inside.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really, really funny.
So the cherries looks completely intact, but then they are not.
这里的气温大概现在是25度以上。
25 seems to be perfectly pleasant. Look. I see they are working with coffee. They are processing natural coffee.
Yeah. The coffee is being dried, and then we're gonna put them away.
Okay. Fantastic. By the way, if you can send us some videos related with the process or with the plants, they are very interesting.
Yes, definitely. We can send you some videos.
Super.
About like the processing, the drying, and also the just the view of our farm. Definitely, yes.
Do you host any tourists in your farm? There are any visitor?
我们双园会不会有就是来参观的，去旅游的人
？OK， 几乎就是两拨人，一波就是这个咖啡的爱好者，就是其他的旅游我们都没有这个计划。第二波人就是我们上级的这波弟兄姐妹可以来。
Not so much. Well, mostly is the coffee like professional people like who wants to learn or then see our farm and or our guests, and then we would have them over. Otherwise, like we don't really accept any just tourists.
we work, not tourists.
But if you guys come, we'd love to have you.
It will be fantastic. I really hope so.
Yeah, welcome you guys.
It will be absolutely yes. As soon as China is reachable again. Right now it's a bit complicated to travel, but
it is. Yeah.
With our school, we are starting a collaboration for coffee courses in Guangzhou. But right now we cannot visit them, but it will happen.
好了，暂时不要弄了。哎，小陈，暂时你这个可以。好 ，OK。
Sorry, it's loud.
No, sorry.
That's really loud.
现在不弄，现在可以存起来。
Honestly, I've just one question, honestly speaking. Well, you are producing many coffees, many micro lots. Which is the average scoring, or which is the best coffee in terms of scoring that you have done? SCA scoring.
因为我们也就是在做很多不同的就微批次嘛，那么我们至今加工出来的豆子最高的分数是多少分
？OK， 今年还没有出来。去年我们大概不是有一次给英国人吃，我们自己是83分多，他们是听说他们是86分。
86分。
你这个和他讲，但是今年还没有出来。
There was one year, I think it's 2018 or 19, like the highest score is 86.
Wow.
As far as we know. But this year we believe it will be good, maybe as good as that. that time. But since like our samples hasn't really out yet and we can't really try it, so we're not sure.
Okay.
But we hope.
And which is the micro lot you are more proud of? Which is the one you are more in love for?
我们最喜欢哪一个味道？哪一个咖啡？
我们还是谁？
Of course, our natural.
Okay, I see. Very good. Well, I thank you for your time, for the interview you have allowed us to do. And we know that the life in the plantation is very busy, so we leave you to your activities. Right now I think it's late afternoon. Being in a tropical area, the sunset comes.
Yeah, okay. You're most welcome. You're most welcome.
我也非常非常高兴因为意大利的我们还没有好朋友，你就是我们的好朋友。
We're very happy to be able to get this interview, and because we don't have any friends from Italy yet. Now we have you.
we just wait for you. We will serve you your coffee made with an espresso approach, okay, with an Italian approach.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again. My best. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.